I need you to respond to this. You and I had talked a little while back about you was gonna bring your boat down to Virginia, possibly, and we get on it and go fishing, right? Remember that conversation?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to renege, man, cause I'm scared to get out on that water when Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth can just at their own
Don't do it,
discretion,
Justin.
at their own discretion, just because that boat don't look right, we might be hauling some drugs, man. And they might just blow our ass out the water. what, what you got to say about that, man? I think I'm gonna have to renege on that invite there.
That's a crazy
How
mess
how
right
you
there.
want to respond to that?
Well, to me, that was a violation of international law. It was an attack on on some people that we don't know what they had on the boat. That
Mm-hmm.
the whole premise for attacking the boat was ridiculous.
Right.
You can look at that boat with three outboard motors and know that it didn't have a capacity to go 1,000 miles to the U.S.
Right.
So my thought has been that Donald Trump is trying to start a war with Venezuela
Thank you.
so he can justify what Putin has done in Ukraine.
Right.
They said he moved on Ukraine to protect the national security interests of Russia. And so Trump is trying to say we're going to move on Venezuela. We had to do that.
Right.
Protect the national security of the United States, to stop the flow of fentanyl into the United States. Something else I looked at ridiculous, putting F-35s in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Counter Venezuelan air. The combat radius of a F-35 from Puerto Rico is without air refueling. The thing can't go there and come back to Puerto Rico. It doesn't have a combat radius.
Stuff ain't stupid.
Well, let me ask you this: can they drop some tankers in there on Puerto Rico station?
Yeah, man, that's a lot of complicated.
Well,
That'd
I'm
be
just
complicated
saying.
to do.
I mean, that'll give them that'll give them that the capability
Yeah, but the way,
fly
yeah,
there and top
he
them
can
off.
do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, he can do that.
But
Air refueling.
well, the biggest thing is he's got an eye on Venezuelan oil. That's the whole key. Whenever you hear Donald Trump's name, you gotta say, okay, what over there is worth it? And he's got his eye on Venezuelan oil. Venezuela's got probably the second amount,
Number
largest
two. It's
pool,
number two.
number two, and that's what it's all about.
Mm.
What I say though, Bill, on that bill is, yeah, okay, you can do all of that outside. Aircraft carriers out there, you got your F-35s flying around out there. Are you going in the nation, or is that with a state of Venezuela? Are you going to send people in there?
Yes.
They
That's
might
the question.
they might do that.
Yes.
You
I
think
don't
so?
know. I don't know. I just know that more than I just found out how long I've been retired, so I'm trying to figure out how many years ago, because this occurred many years ago.
Mm.
A guy who was a deputy secretary of the Air Force for Latin American Affairs, who went on to work for the Heritage Corporation. He and I were in a phone conversation, and I was talking about Venezuela in a very positive manner. That was when before Chavez died.
Right.
He told me, he stopped me, said, "Don't worry, Bill, we're going to take care of Chavez and Venezuela." And I knew from some stuff I was doing that about the Venezuelan oil, and that the oligarchs in Venezuela were displeased with Chavez because Chavez had made he had reduced some of the poverty in Venezuela.
Mhm.
Whereas at the time, a gallon of gas in the U.S. was costing about $2. It was costing 10 cents for a gallon of gas in Venezuela.
Ah,
And so they were doing some things that the oligarchs in Venezuela, who Chavez had put out of power, had asked the U.S. to come help them to get rid of Chavez. Well, Chavez died of cancer, and Maduro took over. And so, from my standpoint of view, the desire to run what we consider a socialist regime out of Venezuela to restore the oligarchy in Venezuela so that you can modernize the oil industry and
yep.
take advantage of Venezuela's oil
Right.
is one of the motivators that Trump does. So I wouldn't put it past him
No.
to want to land troops there.
Right.
I hope that answers.
Well, they got a million. Venezuela got call in all the. They got all their men up in place now. They got about 1 million men waiting on.
Mm.
They
Hang on.
million man army waiting for them.
So did Saddam.
I thought that was Trump's buddy, man. President of Venezuela. I thought that was his buddy.
At one time, I think he was sucking up to him.
Yeah.
Who's the president? What's his name?
Maduro.
What wasn't he just here? Wasn't he just here in the United States a couple of months ago in the White House?
I don't know. I know that they had a prisoner exchange with Venezuela
Right.
and Maduro. I don't know if Maduro came to the United States. I don't know that.
Okay.
I don't think he did.
Okay. I thought they were doing something. Maybe he sent a rep here or something. I don't know. But hell, I thought they were cut buddies, man.
That's the other thing. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that Donald Trump is an oil man, he wanted, drill baby drill was his thing when he was in, running for office.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for that fact, Venezuela wouldn't be an issue because we were trying to go green in the United States for a long time. We spent a lot of money trying to go green.
Right.
And, getting away from those fossil fuels like coal and all that stuff.
Right.
That killed a lot of people. And then, your oil, and, by us drilling like the way we were drilling, it was causing all kinds of environmental factors. So we were trying to go electric.
Right.
And we were trying to put up these windmills. Now with Trump in office, all that out the window.
Yeah.
Solar cells.
China is going electric.
Right.
And
yeah.
China has the best electrical grid in the world, much better than the U.S. I just read an article in Foreign Affairs about that. That's how China has been able to capture the global economy. A lot of the global trade has gone through China because China has the best electrical grid system in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And everything is new.
Yeah. The solar, man, that's the way to go, man. Y'all see where he shut down that Mayweather said he shut it down. He had them arrest all of those Koreans down in that car plant in
Hyundai.
Georgia.
Yeah.
The Hyundai plant.
Yeah.
He shut that plant down, didn't he?
They was building it, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Bob is right.
See that's the part about it I didn't understand, Justin. Now, the president of South Korea had just sat in the Oval Office with him and said he was going to invest billions of dollars in the U.S.
Yes.
2 or 3 days later, we go in there and blow that up.
And who's his biggest competitor? Tesla.
Who? Oh yeah.
They're building batteries. They're building electrical batteries, and the biggest competitor is Tesla. So the best way to slow that down is to do that.
I thought it was Hispanics at first when it first happened, but then came out and said it was South Korean.
But that's to help his boy Elon Musk come back to the fold.
I said to myself, they wouldn't allow no Hispanics up in there, would they?
Bill, you shaking your head?
No, Eli's not coming back. The Chinese are producing electric cars at an alarming rate.
Yeah.
Selling them all over the world.
Yeah.
But in his mind, that's what he's going to do to bring Elon back into his fold.
Right.
Especially, Bill, especially to European countries. I mean, and the good electric cars haven't come to the U.S. yet.
They're not letting them in.
One of the things about that is that somebody has told Donald Trump he need to lay off China, because you ain't heard him say nothing about nothing China doing or did or anything like that. Because first time he was in office, he messed with China. China released that virus, that COVID virus. You ain't telling me nothing. I believe that too. I believe that China released that COVID vaccine on this country.
Because they attacked you.
They was in there working on it, and they released it.
Okay, guys.
He had no answer.
What about Poland? And Trump looked so bad because his buddy that he just put out the red carpet for went and bombed Poland, and that's a NATO country.
Right.
He looking real bad now to me.
And he said nothing about it.
Well, the people had told him anyway that his goal is to take over the whole piece up there.
There ain't no doubt about that, Joe.
Ukraine, he want to take over the whole piece.
He wants the Soviet Union back.
Plus.
Nah, he ain't coming up this way.
Well, look, Matt, what you say? Yeah, well, yes, I had some stray missiles, man, from one of Putin's attacks on the Ukraine, went into Poland.
Nah, those missiles wasn't intended for Ukraine. They were intended for Poland.
Those were drones. Yeah, they said
they were drones.
Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. I'm with
you. Poland already joined NATO, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Poland's NATO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they had some stray drones that went.
They're claiming they was stray. I refuse to believe that is.
10 miles into Poland. But see here again, that's why I say, man, look, Trump got all this shit going on. They need a distraction, man. They need a distraction. So I guess old boy had to bite the bullet for him.
Hey, he's not gonna get a distraction because his good friend from Louisiana told the world that he was a snitch for the FBI.
Who's that, Ron?
Johnson.
Yeah, he sure did.
He said that Trump was an informant for the FBI.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Oh yeah,
he was diming on Epstein. He wasn't with him. He was telling on him.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "I used the wrong choice. I used the wrong choice of words. No, fool."
Hey,
Donald Trump said
you believe that?
The whole world that the president of the United States is an informant. So what do you think these other world leaders?
You believe that? I got that bridge behind Smitty there. I'll sell you real cheap.
Them other world leaders are saying, "Yo, don't tell him nothing. Don't share nothing with him either." Because he gonna give it up.
Nah, he was.
And them boys in Russia that he had in the office the first time he was in, they the ones that dog him every day.
Those two.
They got something to say about. It's like we're not worried about him and he gonna ratchet up, all of these things against us. We're not worried about that because they know he ain't gonna do it.
No,
he got that nickname. What they call him, Taco.
You gotta watch that guy, man, because he'll tell on himself. He'll tell on himself. He'll tell on his own self.
He always tells.
Besides that, I don't think he can do it right now because he's alienated all the friends he needs to get it done.
Yeah.
So
he got no friends.
He ain't got no friends. Right. All he got out there is a bunch of enemies.
And the first time that they see some weakness, they gonna all either jump or run, or they gonna try to cut his throat.
Well, everybody around the world knows if you want something for Trump, just tell him, "Oh, your hair looks nice today. Did you get a fresh haircut?"
It's flatterer.
I like the way you decorated that rose garden. That is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything. about this fool trying to turn the White House into a gold pet palace either.
Right.
The guy from South Africa came in there and told him, said, "Look, man, Mr. President, I ain't got no gifts to give you, so hope you don't run that against me."
Yeah, he did say that.
Why
He did
would
say that.
why would he be building that ballroom for all of that money that it's gonna cost? If
Because the money is available to him.
Right.
That's all. That's the only reason why he's doing it.
He got all the tariff money. He got a lot of tariff money.
No, man,
That
you
ain't
know,
he
He got a lot of money.
one of the things about tariffs
He don't have no
that
tariff.
we don't realize is that foreign countries don't pay tariffs.
No.
It's the importer who pays the tariff, and he
Right.
passes that on to us.
Absolutely.
Consumer.
Exactly.
So we end up paying the tariffs.
When you say pass it on to us, the price of goods that you're paying.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
so
But
why don't people understand that, Bill?
There's a lot of people that don't.
Well, man, look, I had
Those are the same people that voted for him.
Right. Why don't understand?
Ron hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
The other thing that I wanted to mention before we got off comes from the beginning. The Second Amendment, how we got the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment comes from British common law, where in Britain, every male over 18 had to own a weapon. And the reason you did that was because they had no defense budget. When the king went to war, you had to grab your weapons and come and defend the king. So he didn't have to pay to arm the people. Law required them to have weapons. So you have that in the United States because initially we didn't have a standing army.
Yep.
right.
And if you read what it begins, it says the necessity to preserve it talks about a well-regulated militia being required to preserve to preserve the security of a free state. The right of people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed on. Because but really with slaves too, you didn't have a standing army.
Right.
You require, and you can look down in the southern states, and it even in Virginia today that we have a militia. I sometimes get notes from the Virginia militia what to do. Militias existed in the states to prevent slave revolts because you didn't have a standing army.
Exactly.
And the real question about, you hear people talking about, well, we need the Second Amendment to fight tyranny, which is foolish.
Yeah.
I went past Union Station in Washington, D.C. I saw an MRAP out there. I said, damn. I said, me having a 9mm, what's that going to do against an MRAP?
Nothing.
If you're going to have the right to keep and bear arms for me, let me have a B-52 with some nukes. I can stop tyranny that way. Let me have some peacekeepers, a couple of missile silos and stuff. But we don't have that. So what can the people being armed do against the National Guard in DC or the Army itself?
Exactly.
Or the Air Force?
Yeah.
Or the Marines or the Navy? What are you going to do against them?
Not a thing.
So the Second Amendment, really in the United States, is it necessary to preserve a free state?
No.
Can you prevent tyranny by it? The answer to that is no. Because the people don't have any way. What are the people in Chicago going to do when the guard goes to Chicago?
Yeah.
They can't stop them.
No.
So, Second Amendment allows me to have a lot of guns. For what reason?
And let's be honest, the Second Amendment isn't designed for folks that look like us, because there's so many cases of even off-duty policemen responding in malls and stuff like that. And if they look like us, they were the first person that was shot.
You're right. You're right.
You know, that's what I say about if they initiated the draft right now. We were talking about it last week, I think, about how some of these young people are not ready for that kind of move towards the military. So who they going to get to man those ranks if they did start a war?
The same people that they had before they stopped the draft. Poor people. Poor people and people of color were the same folks that they had before they stopped the draft. Rich people never went when the draft came. Rich people never went to war.
Exactly.
In the history of America, you could buy even during the Civil War somebody to take your place. You could pay somebody to take your place in the ranks, right? If you was wealthy. So wealthy people ain't never went to war unless they wanted to. And the only reason that you had wealthy officers went to war was because they were instilled that, hey, you're gonna end up with some land, or you're gonna have some fame or something like that for your family. There was no other incentive for rich people to go to war.
You know, I think about
what you're describing, Smitty? You know what you're describing? A situation where you'll be eligible for military service till you're 65.
Absolutely.
That means the only people that's safe here are me and Joe and Chester.
And Mac.
Well, Mac, don't forget Mac.
Mac, yeah, Mac. That means you and Bobby.
Hey,
and
Mike
Rob.
on.
And look, the thing about that is we all were grown up. Most of everybody sitting on this panel right here, grown up, being introduced about middle school age to a firearm called a BB gun.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of the thing back then. They introduced us early so it wouldn't be such a stressful moment when you actually saw a gun.
right?
Real good, we were introduced early to that kind of stuff, and the white man used to come around and get us. I don't know if Chester remembered it, and take us over to the National Guard Armory so we could fire those things at the range over there. This was when I was a young boy.
He had plans for you,
but these cats now they're not brought up like that. They
Hey, Joe. First you had to master that slingshot.
Oh yeah, you had to master sleep. But even before that, you had to do the thing with the little P in it. What is the P gun?
The spit with the straw.
Yeah, with that straw. I shot a mini at them at a wasp nest, and then we'll take off and running. Me and my sister, she was up there following me. Right, we going up there messing with the wasp nest, right? Yeah. And we would shoot them suckers with that P gun we were talking about. And we said, look, I'm telling you right now, when we hit this thing, run. She stayed there looking. The next day, she had a big old bump on her head.
Look, you talk about the BB gun. I got a little round circle in my hand. And me and my uncle shoot the BB gun in the house. and we had the can and the target, and he was lined up, and I set the target up, and it fell down but by the time I went to pick it back up,
shot.
He pulled the trigger, and I had a BB in my hand. Boy, my mother was hot with him, boy.
I got me a pump BB gun. The thing that little pump thing, pump gun.
That pump action.
I never got one. What do you call the next
level? A pellet gun.
A pellet gun. I never got one of them.
Yeah, you had to have one of them daisies. That boy back in the day had to have a daisy.
Had a daisy, man. You shoot everything. Birds have a chance.
Everybody thought they was the rifleman.
Absolutely.
Hey, Bob, believe it or not, I still got my daisy my granddaddy gave me when I was 12 years old, man.
Man,
Where's it at? At the house.
Yeah, I
You
got
got
it
it
right
at the
in the
house.
garage right now.
Get
Yeah.
out of
It's
here.
in the,
That's
I
an
let my
antique right
grandson
there.
shoot it. Yeah, old daisy, man. Original paint and everything on.
Wow.
I let them shoot it. Where you get this from, Pop? Well, they try to tear it up, man. I can't say, look, man, my granddaddy gave me this thing, man. I ain't gonna let y'all tear this damn gun up. The antique still shoot good, but yeah,
And
man, I still got
I take y'all guys back a little farther than that when they had the little when you talk about the what you call the little the gun where you got the little thing you put in there.
the cap gun.
Cap,
The cap gun.
yeah. Oh, the cap gun. Oh, yeah.
Them things were dangerous too.
Man, listen, that spark will burn you up, won't it?
Man, matter of fact, you just mentioned I still smell them today.
Hey,
I'm telling you.
Mhm.
especially when you got the one where you keep pulling the trigger, that joke you go pat 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 right. And it had the roll.
You don't watch.
Yeah.
You don't watch too. At that point, you don't watch too many. You don't watch too many. John Wayne movies.
Man,
Roy Rogers.
And Roy Rogers. You know.
Yeah, you had the roller caps.
yeah, the roll,
They going on there and go at it.
man.
Yes, sir.
And
Shoot all day.
you go spend all your money and get a whole pack of caps.
Mm-hmm.
Had enough,
And be wheezing like hell at the end of the day.
man.
You dead.
That asthma killing.
I shot you.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, Bobby,
Hey,
I killed you.
hey, no, yeah, you dead. You missed.
Uh-huh.
That's what that. Somebody shoot firecrackers. That's what I'm saying. I started off talking about that, man. Somebody shooting firecrackers, man. I said, man, this is the time to take cover, bro. I want no firecrackers.
Joker didn't want to go there. You missed.
Mm.
I got you first. I got you first, man. You missed me.
Yeah,
Yeah, boy.
there you go. Yep.
Funny.
Yeah.
Be a fight, man.
Oh, goodness.
Look here, man. We on an hour and a half. I'm gonna stop keeping y'all from going to 2 hours. So I'm gonna give everybody one more bite at the apple. But before I pass it around, I'm gonna let Joe know. Joe, Miss hell, what's her name? What's the lady name you sent
Miss
the chair?
Angela.
Huh? Angela. You know I did talk to her, right?
Yeah, I seen that interview you had with her.
Oh yeah, she been catching hell too, man. White folks on her ass, dog.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. I mean, they put a dead squirrel in her mailbox because she was white.
Them white folks don't like her, man.
She hang around a lot of black
You
people.
know why?
Yeah, she say she Indian, but she look white.
Hey, you know why?
Why is it?
Because she probably doing what she's supposed to be doing.
She's a Democrat and she hang around a lot of black people.
Yep.
She doing some good work. She doing some good work for the town.
They don't like it.
And that's it right there.
They put a dead squirrel in her mailbox.
You can lie and steal and be good, but if you do what's right, you're bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah, them white folks, man, they've been talking shit about her since
black people out.
She came on and talked with me, man, and I put it out there. I mean, I don't see what she said anything that should have upset anybody. Other than the only thing I heard her say is that she was a non-practicing white woman. You know, maybe that's what. Maybe that's.
Hey,
She said that. I said, oh.
That might
that was a joke. I said, well, I knew she was gonna catch some hell for that, you know. But yeah, they been in her ass, man. So she said she gonna come back, talk some more, and all that kind of stuff. I've been trying to get some of your council people down there to come in.
And they got so much mess going on down there.
Oh man, y'all want to hear some shit, but they got some stuff going on.
They got
the councilwoman.
All them people down there. You get a whole bunch of black people in one room. You got a problem.
They all. I think they're all black. Ain't the whole city's run by black now, right?
No, I think they got one or two, maybe one white man, two white men. I think maybe. Okay. They all black. Just
Bob, the councilwoman champion that came on with you and I. Remember her?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she catching hell, man. They done censored her, man. She been coming on Facebook, about once every other night on a little live thing that she
Yeah.
does.
Uh-huh.
And man, they been in her ass, boy.
And
Oh man.
she love to, she get up in them white people face
Yeah.
Ooh,
and she tell them exactly what she wants. She don't hold back not
she
one
don't
bit.
hold back. She don't
They
hold
don't
back
like
nothing.
that. They don't like that. Her sitting up there
Of
like that.
Yes,
course
sir.
not.
Well, see, that's that Trump deranged syndrome, as they call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this dude got these people thinking that they can say and do anything to you,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't do it back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's where they falter at. That's why these people getting their asses knocked out and everything on the street want to talk about that joker said they called me a nigga one more time. He was in the store. You got one more time to say nigga.
Yeah.
He had a can in his hand. He sat it down. He said, "You got one more time, call me a nigga." And that mother say, "Nick," and it was
He ain't get out.
when he said "girl," he was asleep.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the same thing with that guy that got killed. Got killed today. Now, this guy, you would know not. This is not the time to go out there preaching Donald Trump when you got
No.
more than half of the people that voted in the election that don't like him, and even those that voted for him are pissed off with him.
Yeah.
You gonna go out there and you holding a rally, pumping this man up, throwing hats, mega hats, and everything in this environment.
Yep. Yep.
Safe zone.
That's that privilege, Joe.
But he thought he was in a safe zone
Like I
Right.
said, privilege.
where he was.
That's
He
that
was
privilege,
riding all
man.
them white people. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That's that privilege, man.
That's
But
it.
anyway, let me throw it around, man, so I can shut it down. Cause I gotta go to the bathroom. That prostate. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm sitting there, look, I'm sitting there drinking that water. Yeah, prostate man calling me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start with you, Joe. Joe, give me what you got, man. Give me one more bite of this apple. What you got? You want to close out with? Take much
Well,
time as you want. I'm gonna give everybody one more
well,
shot.
I'm just the only thing I just keep thinking about is the young people growing up today are in a bad state right now, and it ain't gonna get no. It is not getting better. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, we was talking about the draft with these kids, how we have, and I always go back to, and I don't know if Bill know this or not. He's one of the he's a mentor of mine, but letting me know, and I kind of already knew it, but we talked about how racism is a strong advocate here in the United States. How everything goes back to it,
Yes.
all the way back to the slavery days. How racism and systematic racism all through the fiber of this country. How racism has affected these young folks. How they get out there and find a job, and now they're coming out with this AI thing, talking about that a whole lot of jobs will be affected by AI. It's already hard enough for African Americans to find a job today.
Oh,
Some of these young people. My son has a master's degree, and he's seeing it. And by you having a master's degree, my son, and they look on your resume and they see you got a master's degree, and they ain't even close to that. They don't. Some of them don't even have a high school education. That's a threat.
absolutely.
Threat, because you have a master's degree.
Right.
And if they had you and a white boy that don't have no education in line, who they gonna pick?
They pick him.
They gonna pick that white boy.
That's why they was so big on that DEI thing. That's where that came from.
And Chester's boy, that ain't Chester's boy, but Tim Scott.
Oh my goodness.
Tim Scott said there is no systematic racism in the U.S. That come out of his mouth, and we know it's out there.
And he knows
boogeyman. It ain't the boogeyman. It's obvious. It's out there.
Yep.
So that's what I'm gonna close with. I ain't gonna talk all night, but Bill, everything goes back to racism. That's a fact.
Always has.
It all starts with racism, and we don't own anything. Black people don't own anything. We don't have nothing. Everybody like, aren't you afraid to do the type of post that I put out a lot of times? And I do my homework, y'all.
Yeah.
I do my homework and I put it out there, and sometimes it do feel a little spooky. I was telling Fred Owens, that the guy that graduated in Chelsea may know him, but I was telling him that he moved to Canada. He came out of the U.S. and went to Canada.
Mhm.
His family's still here, but he moved out of the U.S. But he still keeps up with goings on that are going on here because it affects them in Canada too.
Yep.
We all tied together, But I just don't get it, bro. If we don't do something here soon, we're a declining race.
Oh yeah.
I know we ain't going nowhere, but we there's not going to be nothing for us and our kids.
That's
So
I agree.
that's all I had, bro.
Okay. And Joe, on that note, just some of you guys was Bobby and if anybody else, but Bobby and Mac, you guys work in the school, well, have worked in the school system, right? Anybody else work in the school system teaching? Because I'm getting up, I'm gonna have a round table with some teachers, trying to get these teachers up now on a Zoom to talk about education and how is it affecting our kids today, either positive or negative, in a negative way. But Bob and Mac, if y'all want to get in on it, when I get it set up, I'll
Definitely.
shoot you a link. If you
I'm
want
definitely with that. I personally, man, I talk to them every day, and right now I'm dealing with.
okay. This is gonna be your last bite at it, Bob. So give everything you want in. Go
This
ahead.
is what I was going to talk about anyway. And I'm
Mhm.
glad you started because my thing is, right now I got freshmen and sophomores,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing that I preach to them is like, this is the last 4 years of fun. After this, life begins. And my thing is, that they're coming to class. Oh, yo, I gave you this yesterday. Oh, I lost it, or I left it home. I said, understand this. This is your last 4 years of fun. It's now time for you to start practicing responsibility and stuff like that, because when you get out in the real world, nobody's going to accept I lost it, I left it, I don't know what I did with it. That stuff's not going to fly in the real world.
Nope.
In the real world, they're going to say, okay, when you left it, well, you go back where you left it at and you stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I do every day. And that's one of the things I preach to them every day. Things about respect and respecting each other and how you learn from each other. And I told him, I said, just because, hey, listen, I'll be the first one to laugh and joke on somebody because they got a quirk. I am.
Not you.
But at the same time, I have a respect for the person, even if whatever. And I try to get them to understand you learn more from other people than you're going to learn from this book sitting in front of you. Because people have gone through things and whatever, like I had the kids do an autobiography for themselves. And some of them, put some personal stuff in there where I had to stop them because I had them presented. I had to stop them and be like, listen, no, we're not going, you can skip that part because you don't need to be, I don't want you to rehash anything that's going to bring, sadness to you in the class or the rest of your school day.
Right.
You're not going to talk about that. But this is, I try to explain to them, like, yeah, listen, you're going to learn from other people. And that's what you have to look at, because somebody may have gone through something that you may be going through, and you can say, oh, wow, Johnny handled it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can handle it the same way.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's what I do. So I'm with coming on here and talking with the education side of it, because it's real serious, man. And a lot of teachers are walking away from the game. When
Wow. Yeah.
when a lot of us were in school, teaching was a noble. It was a noble career.
Absolutely.
You know, now they walking away because of us allowing our kids to do and grandkids to just go in there and run them up and think it's okay. That's our fault.
Yeah.
It's not the kid's fault. And I told the kid last year, I don't blame you. I blame your mama. And that girl ain't talked to me since then. You know? I'm good. But yeah, Chester, when you get that together, man, I definitely want to be a part of that.
All right.
You
I
know
just
what?
said
A
that.
lot of them, Bob. They don't want to be. They want They don't want to accept uh, the responsibility of their actions.
Yeah.
They used to tell us a lot of times, you make mistakes. You make mistakes, yes, but you got to be able to. When you make that mistake, you got to suffer the consequence.
Yeah.
They're not equipped to handle that responsibility. So that's all I wanted to say about that.
Matt, turn your mic on. Or is it on? Turn your mic.
Okay. Here I am.
So Matt, this your last shot at. Do you want to get in on that conversation when I get it set up?
Yeah, I get it on that.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead with
And
whatever.
subject for maybe next week, along those lines, is cell phones in school. I don't want to get into that now because,
Mhm.
that's a long conversation. All right.
Mhm. Mhm.
But my focus, I guess, is keep your eye on the prize. I mean, they this guy that got shot today. Uh, that's a distraction. The guy that killed the girl on the train in Charlotte. That's a distraction. Everything you see in the news just about is a distraction. It has nothing to do with anything. Trump signing that birthday card. So what? He can own up and say, "Oh yeah, I signed the damn card." So what? I signed the card. It
Prove
ain't no
nothing.
crime to sign the card. It's a
Right.
distraction. It's all to keep you distracted from what they're doing.
Mhm.
And you got to keep your eye on what they're doing. I mean, not what they're saying and what they're showing you. You got to keep your eye on what they're doing. You
Amen.
know,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's it, Matt.
that's good.
All right. And when I had that round table with the educators, we're gonna try to keep political stuff out of it. But anyway, anybody else want to get in on it as far as teachers or educators?
That's gonna be hard to try to keep politics out of that, Chester. And the
We're
reason
gonna try to hold that off.
I say that is because you got to deal with when you're dealing with that. You're looking at a lot of things that the school boards are doing and
Mm-hmm.
not doing because they stealing the money too. They
Yeah.
stealing money away from the kids too.
We
And
It's
even those cell phones have become a political issue.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, we're trying
I
to treat.
understand what you're saying.
But,
I
yeah.
understand what you're saying. We don't have to keep. It doesn't have to go to the national portion. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
I got
Right.
you.
I'll control it. Okay. Smitty, let me come to you.
Um,
Last bite.
nothing for today. When we get back together, let's talk about old boy Mondani in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we ain't gonna do that today. I know you got places you got to be, but
Oh yeah.
let's
Yeah. We get it.
keep that. Let's put that on the agenda for next time.
Yeah. Bernie said
Okay.
that's his man.
I'm interested to see where everybody's going with that.
Okay. All right. Ron Price.
So I was reading this story today, and I forget where it was now, but there's this 13-year-old kid that they arrested. This kid had like 20 guns in his room,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
ammunition, right? So they tried him they brought him in court as a juvenile, but the twist for me was, so they charged him with unlawful this and that, right? And then the article said the police haven't determined whether or not the parents are going to be charged.
What?
Really?
That's how no
Really?
mention of the parents.
And I said to
Wow.
myself, see,
Wow.
now some states have passed a law that said in those instances the parents will be charged as well.
Absolutely.
So, and the parents had the nerve to say in the article, well, he's not a bad kid, and people just are misinterpreting the reason why he has 20 guns. That's kind of hard to misinterpret.
There ain't nothing to misinterpret about how can he afford 20 guns? Let's ask that question.
Exactly. Where did the money come from?
Right.
I don't know if that was the same guy or not, but they said one of them guys had explosive devices in his room.
I don't know if he had explosives. He had a bunch of ammo, but Ron, didn't he even have some writings or something about?
Yeah, he had a manifesto.
Yeah.
He had a manifesto saying, and he was following, other people, school shooters.
Right.
And he was taking notes on what they did, what they did wrong, because he had made some suggestions about he wasn't gonna get it wrong.
And that was the guy that was the trans guy.
No.
You talking about, right? Was that him?
No.
It's a whole different guy. Yeah, okay.
No,
This a guy that shot up. You talking about the guy that shot up the Catholic school, Joe?
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy that was a trans guy.
No, this is a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's in Washington State.
Yeah, they've been watching him because the other kids he's been on social media bragging about it.
Right.
So he was getting ready since school started. He was getting ready to go run up in that school.
Yeah.
And the police was on top of their job because they got wind of it and they watched. They did some surveillance and they made their move just in time. But my question to myself was, well, how the hell he was gonna get the guns to the school?
Mama was gonna drop them off.
That's my
Get a
point.
bunch of them, man.
Mama was gonna drop them off. Just like
here in Utah, he could just walk up in school with him.
Yeah, well, he in Washington State, the same thing. All right. Remember the kid that shot the folks they had to riot and his mama drove him there with the weapon?
Yeah, that little white boy got away with that too.
Yes, he did. And Trump gave him a job.
That's right. That's all you had, Ron?
That's it, man.
All right. Bill Jordan.
Well,
you get the last word.
Well, a couple of things remain with me. One was about abortion. We had quite a bit of conversation on abortion, and I've always thought that is an issue that's private, no business of the government. Government shouldn't be involved. And I think that if people really looked at the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they talk about rights, and people say, well, you only have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's not what the Declaration of Independence says. It says that among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which means there are other rights.
Right.
And you have the 9th and 10th Amendments of the Constitution that says that there are other rights. So for me, one of the rights is a woman's right for reproductive health. She can do whatever she wants. And I grew up in an era when abortions were outlawed, but pencils weren't, coat hangers weren't, 666 wasn't.
Right.
And it wasn't unusual. I can remember taking my wife back to the dormitory at Howard University, and a girl had bled to death in the bathroom at Howard, at the dormitory at Howard, trying to give herself an abortion. That wasn't unusual.
Yep.
Back in the day. So to me, that should be a right for women that is that's not even in the purview of government. That ain't none of their business. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the way I look at the issue of reproductive health.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The other thing is that I try to look at the big things that are going on in the country. Some of the things that bother me that are happening is people trying to, through Christian nationalism, trying to say that God has manifested these things be done. And the reason that bothers me is that led to the divine monarchs in Europe and all those years of kings telling people what to do. I don't look at Trump as moving to be a dictator. Y'all know I call him King Donald the First.
Mhm.
That he's trying to move toward being a monarch, issuing edicts.
Yeah.
The other thing that I look at is I was really very happy what was brought out about Congress really not functioning as it was designed to function.
Right.
And we need to keep our eye on that. I also think we need to keep our eye on the federal courts. Understand that things are dynamic and they're happening. The other thing that I think that people of African descent, or I call them descendants of Africans enslaved in the United States, need to be aware of is that if some of these people have their ways, we will be in much more danger than we can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And so that's what I think about. And I think about something that we used to talk about. I learned from flying, and that was don't chase after ants while elephants are running rampant.
Hello.
Because all it takes is one elephant to ruin your day.
Mhm.
So, so let's look at the big picture and look at the elephants that can get us, rather than focusing on some small things that we can easily correct. One of those biggest things that you talked about tonight was children. What is happening to our children? In an earlier conversation, I was up in D.C. They were talking about roving bands of teenagers, and I'd seen some of them up in the Petworth area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, and I heard you, Joe, down in Henderson, talk about kids going wild, and I'm saying, what has happened?
Right.
Where's the parents?
Exactly.
What have we done? And I thought what Bobby said was very powerful. Who did you say you blamed it on? The girl hadn't spoke to you in months.
Yeah, her mom. I blame your mom.
So
Yep.
we know that there are no parents don't get no training before you drop responsibility for a kid. And a lot of it is touch and go. But I think we need to work with parents and show them that have some way of letting them know the responsibility they have to the future, because children are our future.
I think, and Colonel, I trust him truly. They just need to be able to take constructive criticism.
Parents teach them that.
No,
Right.
I'm talking about
Learn that at home.
I'm
Comes at
talking
home.
about the parents.
You talk about the parents?
Yes.
I agree with you.
Themselves, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I've heard you can't tell me what to do with my children.
Yeah, that's my child.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Heard a lot of that.
So that makes it very, very difficult to help a parent. And so I think that that's one of the big issues facing my community, the Black community. The other thing I would share is that's always on my mind is I'm not free until everybody else is free.
That's a fact.
All of us are free. And I think that that's a message that we need to share with everybody in our community. Is that I can't laugh at that kid. I need to help that kid, even if he was rejected.
Right.
I can't laugh at his mom. I got to try to help her, even though she
Right.
might tell me to get bent. You know what I mean? Because all of us are connected. We're interconnected, and our futures are dependent on each other. Which
Amen.
also means we can't reject trying to straighten out white folks too. And I've said enough.
Okay.
I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, again, man, I appreciate y'all coming out, man. Always the conversation, man, is interesting to me. I just appreciate you guys coming out and sharing your knowledge with me. I'm a better person for it every time I think we meet. I love to hear you guys talk, and bring the information. And I'm hoping to get a lot, excuse me, when I do bring these educators together, that maybe I can share out, we can send out, and Bobby can send out to his people or whoever, man. And like you saying, Carol, that stuff starts at the house, man. Some of these kids coming to school, man, and just wilding out and all out of control. And just want to see what they say, and I asked for educators from K through, up to 12. So Bob, you said you do 12.
I
you
do
doing some
9 through 12. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had one lady come in. I think she's like first grade or something like that. So that'll kind of, give us some kind of ideas to, you know, the spectrum, what's going on, probably won't solve or resolve anything, but I'm just curious, man, to know what's
Yeah,
going on.
man. Matter of fact, the numbers, the education numbers came out earlier this week, and they were not good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we knew
Yeah.
that. COVID had a lot to do with it. COVID really, COVID brought the numbers down even lower because a lot of kids
but they said they
fell
been
behind for about that year that they were out.
COVID.
Yeah. And another thing, I was wondering how many, I don't know if they could tell us, but where the dads at? Are there any male figures in the homes with these
I was just going
women
to say that.
trying to
That's
raise
that's
them?
the thing. Now where I am, there's the multitude of the kids there are two parent households.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't exist.
Well, anyway,
all
we'll
this
see.
way.
But anyway, guys, say what, Joe?
It's down where I'm at. There's not any family. There's not any family homes. There's not too many family homes around.
Yeah, right.
It's more females trying to raise boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But when you missing that male figure in that household,
It makes a difference.
it makes a big difference.
Makes a difference. It does.
But anyway, I'll be getting you guys on that, Bob and Matt. But gentlemen, again, man, appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with me on the edge.
All right, well,
I'll
Appreciate
see
it.
y'all in a couple of weeks.